Who here really likes sarcasm? No,
Like
nothing
or
from you,
lack?
Karina. I was reliably informed today that sarcasm was something that you enjoyed, but no.
Yes, a little bit. That's true.
Okay, that's fine then. Sarcasm is something that can only be delivered through the use of tonality. It's something that can only be delivered through the use of tonality. If I was to say to someone, I love you, with that sort of tonality, yeah, it's probably a genuine message. But if I was to say to Adrian, I love you. Now, that's a combination of speed and tone, but the point is that not delivered with any sort of conviction.
I can hear honesty in that. I can hear honesty in that tone.
I can also hear honesty. I'm feeling a bit jilted.
Ben, you know you're the only one for me.
Chris, could I jump in? Guys,
Sorry, are we going to have a lover's quarrel? Is that what I've just started?
Hi, Adrian here, NLP trainer and coach. This video that you're about to watch is filmed in a live Zoom class. We have expatriates based all around the world, and we do these classes and we share a little bit with you because we think it's important that you get to see what goes on behind closed doors and how some of these processes really work. I hope you enjoy. Make sure you click the subscribe button and we'll see you at the end.
The face tells a big part of the story, a big part of the communication story. But because it's one of the obvious things that most people are aware of already, we're not going to spend too much time on it. What I would like to do is dive a little bit deeper into the auditory part. That is what you can hear. There are different categories for the auditory part. And you know the labels, but you don't listen for it. Start with one of the most obvious ones, and that is speed. How quickly somebody speaks can say a lot. But again, transitions matter more than positions. So someone who is always a fast talker is always a fast talker. But when they slow down, or even when they speed up, that's giving you an indication that what they're talking about is different from what they were talking about just before. Speed is a really important part of it, but no more important than any of the others. But I'd like you to start listening for speed. I just demonstrated then that I was speaking, and then I said, start listening to speed, because I was using that for emphasis. We do this all the time when we speak. We're perfectly capable of using our voices to convey a message, but we don't always listen to what is being said, or how it's being said is more the point. Speed, easy, cut and dry. Tone. Who here really likes sarcasm? No,
Like
nothing
or
from you,
lack?
Karina. I was reliably informed today that sarcasm was something that you enjoyed, but no.
Yes, a little bit. That's true.
Okay, that's fine then. Sarcasm is something that can only be delivered through the use of tonality. It's something that can only be delivered through the use of tonality. If I was to say to someone, I love you, with that sort of tonality, yeah, it's probably a genuine message. But if I was to say to Adrian, I love you. Now, That's a combination of speed and tone. But the point is that not delivered with any sort of conviction.
I can hear honesty in that. I can hear honesty in that tone.
I can also hear honesty. I'm feeling a bit jilted.
Ben, you know you're the only one for me.
Chris, could I jump in? Guys,
Sorry, are we going to have a lovers' quarrel? Is that what I've just started?
No, side note though.
Oh.
I find myself to be quite tone deaf, and I struggle a fair bit, particularly with tones, you know, like gongshi, gongshi. I can say some Chinese, but I was under the belief that perhaps I was a bit tone deaf because I struggled so much with the tones, not just in Mandarin, but in Thai and Cantonese as well. But tonality in sarcasm. So perhaps if there's anyone else in there that thinks they're not very good with tone, or I guess maybe other things, perhaps we are, we just don't recognize it.
That is absolutely true. And thank you for raising that, Adrian. Some people just don't get the social cues. And again, it's something that you can tune into. When people, particularly people from America, come to Australia, a lot of them don't get the sense of humor because it is so rooted in sarcasm. It's so incredibly sarcastic. But the tone that's used to deliver the sarcasm is so subtle. It's really, really subtle. But growing up with it, you can detect it. And I'm sure that Adrian, even though he said that he's quite often tone deaf, I'm sure that he can still pick up the Aussie sarcasm because it's something that he would have lived with for the majority of his life. I could be wrong, absolutely could be wrong, but it's something where you can dial into it. So somebody who's been here for 10 years after migrating from America, they generally start to pick up on that sarcasm. It's like, oh, he was joking. He's not actually coming tonight. It's like, yeah, man, I'll see you tonight. No, he's not coming. He's not coming at all. But a new visitor might say, oh, that'll be exciting. He's coming. No, he's really not. So tonality is something that, again, we all can listen for, but we're not always aware of it. We're not always aware of the tonality that is being used to deliver a message. Put a pin in that one and move on to pitch. How high or how low somebody's voice is. This one doesn't require a lot of explanation because how high or how low somebody's voice is. There we go. That's it. Be aware of it. Thank you. Next one is volume. Now this one is really important, which I was able to emphasize by using a very soft voice. When somebody tells you something in a whisper, there's a decent chance that it's very important to them. There's a pretty good chance it's very important to them. Adrian, why so smirky?
Because I've heard this many times before, yet we do a lot of this and we often don't take it apart. You know, it's like a lot of us can make a drawing, you know, but we're actually looking at the different blues or the different greens, and light green and dark green can be vastly different. But if we really want to slow something down and tell a secret, like this time when I can't even do it. We can manipulate our tone, we can manipulate the speed, we can manipulate our volume. We can do these and have people leaning in. You know, if we're talking and then suddenly we change one of these right down or right up, be it tone, pitch, volume, speed, rhythm, we should see a difference on the other person or on the audience. There's just so many different ways we can play with this. We could be asking questions, but really asking commands. We could be sharing a key learning point by repeating it twice, or lowering the volume. There's so many different ways we can play with this. And I wonder if we were to talk with two different voices and have one voice going to the audience and have a different voice going for the person over here. And I'm wondering about like the stage effect. If you're in a bunch, and if you're in a crowded room, or if you're in a workplace, I wonder how it would be if you have your workplace tone and then maybe you switch your tone for the boss, or switch your tone for the pretty girl or boy in the front row. Could be fun. Boom! You made it here! Good on you. Make sure you click the subscribe button below and check out the playlist at the end. If you'd like to come along to our Sunday sessions where we host a live, free Q&A for our students and members, you're welcome. I'll see you there.